Hey Clashers, the first sneak peek is finally here for the first update of 2026, and this means we are going to talk about the new defensive levels, which means as well a new spell tower level, a new pet house level, this means a new pet, new troop levels, and way more. Let's start things off though with the new defense levels, and this means we are not going to receive supercharges right away because the community has said it is always a little bit too much. Super says listen, and this means those supercharge levels are going to get pushed back. This means though, some of those defenses have only really small buffs compared to what we have right now in the game. The Inferno Tower, for example, only has like 5 DPS more after the update than what we have currently in the game. The Mortar, for example, has even 2 DPS less than what we have currently in the game. And the Test on the other side, again, has 5 DPS more than what we have currently in the game. I'm concentrating here mostly on the DPS numbers because I feel like the HP, yeah, it's nice, but most of the time the DPS is the most crucial thing. And for the Fire Spitter, it is even 5 DPS less than what we have currently in the game. So it's a Fire Spitter nerf, because the Fire Spitter with a level 2 right now in the game, plus the Supercharge, is dealing 5 damage more than the level 3 Fire Spitter. Let's move on though to the new Spell Tower level. This Spell Tower level, and it's always the same way, is not going to affect the other spells, which means Invisibility, Rage, and Poison, they're going to stay the same. Nothing is going to change about them. Only what we're going to get on top is now the new Earthquake Spell Tower. What this does is pretty much like the Poison Tower, but instead of throwing a Poison spell, it is going to be throwing an Earthquake spell. Well, and this Earthquake spell is going to do 30% DPS, or like damage, of the troop max hit point. That is important. If a troop is nearly dead or something, it is still the 30% of the max hit points. And that obviously is the most crucial versus things like the Barbarian King or Meteor Golems or things like that. They're going to get hit hard. Next one on the list is the pet house level and the new pet which is going to be added to the game, which is the new Raven. It is the Greedy Raven. This one is a weird one because it kind of works like a goblin but as a pet, which means it is ranged but it's concentrating on resource buildings and it's having a multiplier damage versus resource buildings. Now, my big issue is, where would you put this? Usually, whenever there is a new pet, you have already a quick idea to your head, okay, this is the use case you're going for. With this pet, it is a little bit different. How do you actually get value out of it? Like, what is the best use case? Yes, it has a solid range, but it's only targeting defense, it's only targeting resource building, so what is the big value? What is the big selling point? Do you just use it for farming? Is it just not good for clan war or ranked attacks? Like, what is the use case here? Well, the first thing which came to my mind is maybe it can just be another Warden Walk pet, right? Like, maybe it could be better than Sneezy. On the other side, though, I know the meme is still going strong. I guess that Sneezy is dead, even though that meme is interesting to say the least, because Sneezy is still top 2 pet in the game. So, would you actually remove that? And especially because the Raven can hit by Black Mines as well, which is, yeah, a little bit problematic here, because this pet is not going to survive as long. And just for more DPS and a faster Warden, well, Sneezy is doing the same thing. So the Warden Walk already out of the picture. It is not really the greatest. It is not really that useful over there. The next use case would be with air attacks. Well, you can just put that on an air hero, and you have pretty solid DPS, especially when you're going through things like the Town Hall, through storages in general, so that I feel like is the best use case. But still, we have other air pets, which are as well providing some power to air attacks as well, so are those better, or, like, I'm not really sure. But if you want to get those pets upgraded, or the Spell Tower, for example, as quickly as possible, and you're thinking about buying the gold pets or any other offers from the in-game shop, make sure that you're supporting your favorite content creator out there. With the creator code iTzu, you can support me and this channel. As always, that is really appreciated. Let's move on though from the patch. Let's move on to the walls, where there's going to be 75 more upgradable to the max level. We're as well having a new level to the Giga Bomb to level 4. Plus 100 damage is not the craziest number. We're going to have as well a new Black Mine level, which should be there. It's just invisible. I'm kidding. Like, it's plus 150 damage for the Black Mine. for 19 million for each trap, which means now Black Mines, again, one-shot healers even with the life gem. That is the crucial thing. Also, we have some new troop levels. Archers, not the biggest deal, but the super archers getting a new level as well with that, which means inside blimps. They're already really solid, getting used on some bases, even pro matches, if that base is fitting. So I feel like super archer blimps are actually really solid again with some army compositions. The next one, the baby dragon, and I'm not sure, am I the only one, but just visually, they're getting more and more into the direction of like a mini baby dragon. More and more blue on the back of them, and I don't know, it looks pretty cool to me. It just is kind of funny. But as well, the super version is getting new level, the Inferno Dragon. On the other side, though, is it going to be really that useful? I am not really sure. I mean, it's getting used to funneling a little bit, but hey, that's pretty much it. The Electro Titan, I was kind of hyped for this because I think it's really strong. On the other side, though, I feel like the Electro Titan and the Meteor Golems are the two troops as well who are going to suffer the most from the addition of the Earthquake Tower. So, yeah, not really sure how strong that's going to be. Next one on the list is the Revive spell. This spell is pretty mid to not that strong, but hey, it's going to be 5% more hit points on your hero when you're reviving it. It is okay, I guess. The next one is an interesting one. The Earthquake spell. I feel like Supercell thought, hey, the Earthquake spell needs a new level, but at the same time, it is already so strong, so how can we change it? Well, we need a new effect. So what the new levels now do, they're actually going to affect troops, heroes, and such things, which means, well, you can, if you're doing a fireball, for example, and the fireball is not going to one-shot the hero, the earthquakes now can damage that hero, which is, I guess, kind of nice. I'm not sure if we need a fireball buff, but hey, at least that's a use case. Quick side note, the earthquake boots from the king are going to be affected by this as well, which is a really nice little buff for the earthquake boots. Next one, Hog Riders. And I will be honest, I'm really excited for this. Or to be more specific, I'm really excited for the super version of them getting a buff or a new level, which is the Super Hog Rider. We're not going to just have the 250 HP and the 30 DPS on top, but as well buffs or more hit points to every single stage. And this is what makes this troop so strong, especially now with the life gem, which is, well, still going to be really, really powerful. So you're going to have the bonus hit points from the life gem for the Super Hog Rider. Then as well, you're going to have that for the Super Rider, which as well is receiving another hit point buff and DPS buff. And then the same as well for the Super Hog, which as well is going to be buffed by the life gem. So overall, Super Hog Riders might be back. Let's see if they're going to be viable or not, but for sure a new level. The next one as well is going to be quite exciting, which might be surprising, but even the regular witch is already really solid. And I'm wondering how strong, and I think it could be really strong. I will be for sure covering that in some videos, but I feel like even regular witches with the life gem are going to be really powerful. Why exactly? I feel like this skeleton level 2 is going to have a bigger impact than what you might think, because this is important for how many more hit points those skeletons are going to receive with the life gem, and they're having more DPS as well. So this could actually have some impact. But at the same time, obviously the Super Witch is going to receive a new level as well. 350 HP and 40 DPS. I feel like especially the DPS is crucial, because a lot of times for the Super Witches, the issue was they would not move quick enough through the base. Obviously, time is time is one thing, but the other thing is just get quick enough through high damage areas, like Rage Towers, for example. So that buff is going to be quite nice, that's for sure. Next one on the list is the Lava Hound. And I feel like this guy is going more by the I'm happy that I was here, because with no new loon level, it is kind of problematic, because having 1000 more hit points is nice, but I'm just not sure how to really use it. On the other side as well, we're going to have the new level as well for the super version, which means the ice sounds. The same as obviously the pups and such, but yeah. For me, I guess the unfortunate thing is everything which is not going to receive a new level, because as I told you multiple times, my favorite strategy right now is Warden Charge with Yetis, Furnace, and Rocket Loons. Well, let's go through the troops which have no new level just yet. Yetis, Furnace, Rocket Loons. What is this? Like, I guess I'm the most unlucky. Like, if you're a Dragon player, you are in the same boat as me. We can all agree that we are really unlucky with this. But hey, it is what it is, I guess. The only other thing which is going to receive a new level is the Slammer as a siege machine, which I guess is nice, but it's not going to have the biggest impact overall based on what I have tested. So it is nice to have, but not going to be a game changer. With all of the new changes now listed, I think let's jump into an attack and let's see how well actually the super witches work. Obviously, over the next few days, we're going to have more and more example attacks. But today, I want to concentrate on super witches because I feel like a lot of you are excited for the super witch level. And just to really test already an extreme, we're going to start things off with a double earthquake tower base. Because I'll be honest, I think just the existence of this, oh boy, I think meteor golems and as well the electro titans are going to suffer a lot. On the other side though, and this is the tricky thing, I think this spell tower is not even that good. It is going to be a hard counter to meteor golems and to the electro titans. If you play one of those two strategies, if you're facing a double earthquake tower base, you might get it, but oh boy, I wish you a lot of fun because it's not going to be a fun experience. And this is another thing now where I want to get to where I'm not I just think the design is not good because I don't like this rock, paper, scissors system. This is the cool thing so far, which we mostly had with the spell towers so far in the game. It is not really as heavy on the rock, paper, scissors. It's just like typically more all-rounders. I guess you could say, hey, the fireball is countering the rage tower and such. But otherwise, it is not as crazy. This one is obviously completely useless versus every single arrow attack. It is really strong versus meteor golems and electro titans. It is okay versus super witches. Don't worry, most of the time just one giant skeleton or something is going to trigger it and it's not going to do anything to your army, right? So it is okay versus things like that, but it is weird. It is weird. Let me know what you think about this spell tower, but I'm not really sure if we're going to see it a lot. I'm still really on the fence. The same for the pet. I feel like usually I have already a really quickly a good idea of how strong or how useful something is going to be. But those two things, I'm really unsure. I'm really unsure if they're actually really good. If they're actually really... time will tell. And please let me know in the comments what you think about them. As well, let me know in the comments what strategy you would like to see next. As I said, I would for sure like to show you some regular witch attacks because they are really fun and really strong, especially with the life gem combination. That is for sure. And otherwise, Super Hog Riders would be the obvious one, right? So that would be another thing which we could take a look at. Otherwise, those are the changes for the first sneak peek. As I said, first sneak peek, so make sure that you're coming back tomorrow with the next one then. And otherwise, that's pretty much it for today. As always, thank you so much for watching the video. I wish you guys back tomorrow with the next one. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.